G'day, it's Terry the Noob Beekeeper. Well, we're into August, September, October. And it's basically the beginning of fall or autumn. And here's what's happening with our bees at the moment. You'll see a pile of dead bees here. A lot of them are drones, and they're also summer bees. And what's happening right at this moment, all these bees here are new bees. They've just been born, and they're sort of navigating and getting themselves around and working out how to get in. I've got a robber screen there, so they've got to get in that little right-hand entrance. But the interesting thing is now they're also pulling out all the bodies of bees out of the hive too. And most of these is what they've pulled out. And most of the time they can just fly off with them. Sometimes it's a bit too heavy to carry. Sometimes you see two bees carrying one bee and they fly off. They try and get them out of the area so there's no disease. Eventually they'll pick these bees up and clean them all up and get rid of them. But like this bee here, I think, yeah, he's not too happy. Oh God, I keep saying that. She is dying, and she's going to be replaced by winter bees who live a lot longer than summer bees. Summer bees live for about 40 days, 45 days, and winter bees live for around 6 months. But that's because they hardly do anything except eat all the food that the summer bees supplied. And that's what gets them. Like this bee here is dragging this bee around, trying to get rid of it. That's a drone. And she's trying to drag that drone. Oh, there's another one carrying a drone. So they're pulling these out of the hive and trying to clean up. Quite interesting. They usually grab them with their back legs and just drag them and try and take off with them to fly, but that one's a little bit heavy for her to handle. So she'll probably drag it to the edge here and then give up. And then later when it dries out a little bit, it'll get lighter. And they'll pick it up and fly off with it and dump it somewhere. But yeah, I've been sitting here for a while and there's like almost no action. The weather, it's been raining and all stuff. And then suddenly, everything's coming to life. Like all these bees are basically, yeah, like I said, they're new, well, most of them are new. And so they're popping out. And having their first flights. Oh, there's a bit of the going on there. Oh, I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, two bees trying to grab one bee. Well, three bees trying to grab one bee. They haven't made their minds up. One wants to go one way. Here's another bit of action here. That's a drone being dragged out. So this is drone cleanup day. And the same thing's happening on the other hive over there as well. They're pulling drones out and they're pulling other bees out. Basically what we call a spring cleanup. They have an autumn cleanup. It's quite interesting. Now these bees are going there first because that's where the actual entrance is. So they can smell it in the vent, so they get confused. They think they want to go in there. But then they walk up there to the entrance. They finally work it out. That's the way we came out. That's the way we're going to go back in. It takes them a little bit to work it out. So they come here first, trying to get through there. They find there's no way you can get in there, no matter how much you prod. And you've got to go up there. This screen is so the robber bees, they get all, at this time of year, it's the dearth, so there's not much food around. And so hives start robbing hives. And all these bees, robber bees, will turn up and they don't know about this little entrance up the top, so they'll keep at it at this vented section where the actual entrance is, behind that vent. And sometimes they'll actually stay there until they freeze to death at night. And I'll see a pile of dead bees, robber bees, that got too greedy and didn't want to go home. Anyway, it's sort of happening all over here. Take you on a walk to the other hive. You can see bees also walking away to die. If they can make it themselves, they'll literally walk away themselves. Here's a pile of bees here that have basically suicide alley. And these bees on this hive are almost doing the same thing as the other one, not as active as the other one at the moment. These are a different breed of bee mostly, and there's a wasp. Now these bees don't even know how to handle this wasp at the moment. A lot of them are young. So this wasp is walking around really freely and it's attacking the bees. But eventually they'll work it out, or if that wasp walks in there, it's probably not going to walk out. It's quite interesting, the behaviour. You know, that wasp is still trying to get that bee, but they want to take bees back, but there's a pile of dead bees down there they could take back and feed their young. They don't eat the bees themselves. They only feed the young with it. Basically, these yellow jacket wasps live on the same things the bees do. There's two bees feeding each other, giving a bit of energy. So you got bees that come out now and then and feed other bees as well. I don't exactly understand why. It could be a guard bee and it's on guard duty, so it comes out and feeds it, brings it lunch. Here's a drone. No, it's not a drone, it's an old bee. She's on her way out. She doesn't look too old because her wings are still in good condition. Usually their wings are tattered. She could have been damaged by that wasp, or she could be just... Some of them get sick too. Like there's a drone. He's sort of dying. Probably got stung by a bee. And here's where the wasps take advantage. They bite off little pieces and take it back to their hives or their wasp nests. Yeah, it's an interesting scenario. Anyway, folks, I'll try and post this video. Might come a bit late. Been pretty busy lately with plumbing problems. To do with the house, not me. But yeah, that wasp is just walking around freely looking for a meal to bring home to its babies. Well, its sisters actually, brothers and sisters. Yep, it's going to try and chomp into that drone, even though it's alive. Doesn't care. Yep, there's one that's just dropped. What's that? That bee's just dropped. Sometimes they just fall off the hive too. Not much of a landing board on the hives I have here, but I think that's better for their defense. That way a lot of robber bees can't just have more room to fight them. But yeah, this is the action for today. Oh, I'm getting old. There's a wasp there. It's looking for some advantages. Doesn't know where to go, it can smell stuff. And these bees, they're still confused. Which way do I go? Oh, there's a drone there. They don't want him back. They may end up balling him. What they do is they all get around him and cook him with their body heat, and well, they'll sting him. Usually with big, like wasps and whatnots, if they're too big, they'll just all gather around it, ball it, and cook it to death, because the wasp can't handle the temperature that the bees can. So the wasp will basically fry inside. Pile of new bees coming out. They're all excited. They're not stinging me or anything. I'm not wearing any protection, even none on my hands, nothing. Those bees are still trying to get in there. How do I get in? These ones work it out. They'll eventually work it out. You get a bit bored. This drone's going to try and get back in, but they're not going to feed it. So it's going to starve to death. Even if it did get back in, it hasn't. There's no chance for him. There'll be a bunch of new drones next spring to fertilise the queens. It's their only job. Fertilise a queen and they die doing it. As soon as they fertilise a queen, they lose their genitals. The queen takes off with them, goes back to the hive, says, "Yay, look at this." Then the other bees will help rip the genitals off the queen, and then she'll go out and mate again and do it to another drone. God, I wouldn't want to be a drone. I don't think sexual activity for bees is worth it. Anyway, take care, folks. Bye.